In today's video, I'll be telling you all about Funkin at Freddy's, the latest and greatest FNAF FNF mod, including exclusive information from the directors of the mod themselves. I think you're going to find it pretty interesting how every single song in the mod is connected in a timeline of events. Yes, Boyfriend somehow goes from dying to meeting MatPat. Well, I should explain how that manages to happen, so let's get started. Starting out with the main week, we find Boyfriend at Freddy Fazbahs Pizzeria, where he had decided to take some time off for himself to relax and chow down on pizza. Unfortunately for him, however, he was completely oblivious to all the rumours surrounding the establishment. When he was done with his meal, he was approached by a staff member, William Afton. Afton saw Boyfriend's microphone and assumed he was a big fan of Freddy, and so he took this as an opportunity to lure Boyfriend away, as he believed Boyfriend was a child due to how short he is. He asks Boyfriend if he wants to put on a show for all the children by singing together. Of course, Boyfriend immediately sees this as a rap battle and enthusiastically agrees. And so, Celebrate begins, an upbeat song taking place in a prize corner of sorts, the marionette being present, watching from the gift box as always. We can also see two children with candies and Pop Goes masks, which is a neat reference. After Celebrate, Afton asks Boyfriend if he wants to move closer to the main stage, as that is where the majority of the children were already, as they were watching Freddy and the crew on said stage. Boyfriend agrees and Follow Me begins, a fitting song name considering the situation, as well as it being one of Afton's iconic phrases from the minigames. In this song, we can see Freddy, Bonnie and Chica on the stage, as well as the street outside through the window. It seems to be inspired by the minigame from Sister Location, where Michael Afton walks down the street over and over again. Anyways, back to the story. Afton gets a little carried away at the end of the song, and we hear Save Them being spelt out in the same voice from the FNAF 2 minigame as the screen fades slowly. This is interesting, as in said minigame where these sounds originated from, the ending screen has a message appear for a moment that says, "You can't," this being the name of Afton's last song in the mod. After Follow Me, Afton invites Boyfriend backstage, saying that he has something cool to show him. We could actually see the back room on the left side here the whole time, which is a pretty smart placement. After showing Boyfriend around, it gets pretty late. Afton still wants to play along with Boyfriend's little game, however, and offers one last duet before Boyfriend goes home. Unfortunately for Boyfriend though, he isn't going to get a chance to go home. In Midnight, the name of which being a reference to Midnight Motorist, the music has become a lot less upbeat, as Boyfriend and Afton sing in the back room. I think by this point it's clear what Afton's intentions are, but Boyfriend being, well, not the smartest, doesn't pick up on what is obviously going to happen to him, and so Boyfriend dies. You Can't begins with Afton in a springlock suit and Boyfriend's ghost in a pile of blood, which is odd as Afton wasn't in his suit during Midnight. Everything I've told you about the story so far can basically be assumed, as the mod does a good job of showing but not telling. Luckily, the director of the mod, JC Jack, who told me everything I've explained thus far, also gave insight into what's happening here. An unspecified amount of time has passed since Midnight before You Can't occurs, and Afton has returned to the back room only to be confronted by the ghost of Boyfriend, who isn't too happy about being tricked into his death. Similarly to how he handled a situation like this in the canon FNAF lore, Afton rushes into a springlock suit nearby to trick Boyfriend again somehow, that being his only hope. Boyfriend isn't fooled this time, however, and starts out the song aggressively, something we rarely see as normally his opponent begins the songs. Afton's animations as he sings initially have a noticeable detail that he isn't moving that much, obviously not wanting to trigger the spring locks and get crushed and twisted into a meat pretzel. He couldn't keep this facade up for long, however, as he pulls out his bloody knife and begins to move more freely in the suit. A poor decision on his part for sure. He's able to sing for a while longer, until Boyfriend sends an extreme amount of notes his way at the end of the song, this triggering the spring locks and killing him. Boyfriend fades away, but is unable to be at peace quite yet, as well, Afton always comes back. That concludes the story of the main week, so now it's time to move on to the extras and how all of them link into a timeline of events. The story continues with Salvage, the first of 2 songs featuring Springtrap. Boyfriend's soul still seeks vengeance and can't rest in peace, and so he is in this phantom form of sorts, being covered in black lines like the phantom animatronics. Luckily for him, he ends up at Fazbahs Fright on his search, where Afton happens to be after many years have passed, just like the actual FNAF canon. Springtrap is surprised to see Boyfriend again, but no longer fears him as he himself is just a rotting corpse and doesn't exactly have much to lose. Anyways, Salvage opens with it saying it is the 5th night. What happens in nights 1 to 4 is unknown and is up to interpretation for now. Maybe Boyfriend rap battled for 6 hours each day? I don't know, and it really doesn't matter at all. During Salvage, we see some of the phantoms showing up and messing with Boyfriend, but that's about it. More importantly, in Nightmare, Boyfriend sets the building on fire so he and Springtrap can have one last showdown. By the end, the building burns down and the ending is left ambiguous, as it doesn't matter too much. This is because, in Nightmare, you can click on this Shadow Bonnie plush and access the true continuation of the story that we have been following. Shadow Bonnie has taken matters into their own hands, reaching out to Boyfriend's soul and transporting him to his happiest day. This is just like the actual happiest day minigame in the FNAF canon, where many souls were put to rest at last. In this timeline though, only Boyfriend is present. This is because Afton originally intended on killing all the children in the Marionettes area before Boyfriend showed up, and because he missed this opportunity, Boyfriend was his only victim before being spring-locked, as the Afton week took place before the initial murders, and none of the animatronics are possessed. Anyways, after all this happens, Boyfriend is able to go back before anything happened, avoiding the entire situation. All the events of the entire mod up to this point are erased, but Boyfriend retains the knowledge of everything that happened to him. Well, he's got to tell someone, right? I think you can see where this is going. During Umbra, this set of numbers, 395248, appears constantly in the background. This is the same code typed on the tiles in FNAF 3 to enter the stage minigame, which is a pretty clever reference. Typing this code on the title screen allows for the next song to be unlocked, Just a Theory. In Just a Theory, Boyfriend has decided to tell MatPat about everything that has happened. Of course, it wouldn't make sense for MatPat to be a YouTuber in this universe as FNAF is real, and not just a series of games to be theorized about. Instead, he is a crazed conspiracy theorist, absolutely obsessed with trying to figure out the truth of what happened at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Despite the initial murders not occurring in this timeline, the bite of 83 and 87 had of course already happened, and there are rumours of the animatronics being haunted going around, as we saw in the FNAF 4 minigames. So yeah, this song is literally Boyfriend explaining the FNAF lore in full detail, and MatPat following along in absolute awe. However, Boyfriend doing this is obviously going to have a lot of consequences, and so, the creator of FNAF, the puppet master of the entire timeline, steps in himself to put a stop to Boyfriend. In Fourth Wall, Scott, or Animdude, however you want to refer to him, has snatched Boyfriend away from MatPat, preventing Boyfriend from revealing any more information. Well, what happens after this? Scott can't just keep Boyfriend around forever. Well, if you've seen the leaked Old Man Consequences song that was intended for a future update but was unfortunately left in the files, Boyfriend's fate is quite clear. Scott traps Boyfriend in purgatory with Old Man Consequences as punishment for his actions, and that's all there is to it, for now at least. But wait, I've forgotten something. A crucial detail in this entire story. What happened when Boyfriend arrived at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza? Well, he had an amazing rap battle with Freddy Fazbear himself, of course. Fazbahs might just be the best FNF song to date, but what's the story behind it? As Boyfriend was on the hunt for pizza, he noticed an animatronic outside of the pizzeria, glitching out and slowly escaping. Boyfriend does what he always does and rap battles it, but it's still glitching out during the song, leading to it being a pretty awful song. Wait, no. What I meant to say is that it's the best song that I've ever heard. Yep. Anyways, Afton comes out and thanks Boyfriend for stalling Freddy, as he would have likely escaped if Boyfriend hadn't shown up. He brings Freddy back inside, and Boyfriend eventually follows along as he wanted pizza anyways. Well, that's about it, for now at least. There is of course an upcoming update to the mod, and we have plenty more to see. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed. See you in the next video. Bye!